Imagine a life where worry doesn't dominate your thoughts, where you wake up with a sense of purpose and go to bed feeling content. Welcome to How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, a timeless guide to conquering worry and embracing a more fulfilling life. Mark Twain once said, "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." That takes us to the first takeaway of the book, Live in Day-Tight Compartments.
Carnegie encourages us to focus on the present, tackling today's tasks without being burdened by the worries of tomorrow. This concept is supported by psychological research that shows mindfulness and staying present can significantly reduce anxiety and stress. For example, imagine you have a presentation next week. Now, instead of worrying about a big presentation next week, concentrate on preparing your slides today. This approach not only makes tasks more manageable but also keeps your mind free from unnecessary stress of tomorrow.
Moving on to Helen Keller. She once said, "Life is a series of problems to be solved. The important thing is to keep calm and carry on." That brings us to another takeaways of the book, Use a problem-solving approach. Carnegie's magic formula for solving worry situations involves analyzing the problem, accepting the worst possible outcome, and then trying to improve upon it. This method aligns with cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps people manage their worries by addressing their thoughts and behaviors. Imagine you're facing a job loss. Analyze the situation honestly, accept that the worst outcome might be a period of unemployment, and then focus on actions to improve this, like updating your resume and networking.
Now let's move on to one Benjamin Franklin quote, "Idle hands are the devil's workshop." That takes us to another takeaway of the book. Importance of keeping busy. When you're actively engaged in tasks, your mind is less likely to wander and dwell on negative thoughts. Completing tasks and achieving goals can boost your self-esteem and reduce feelings of inadequacy, which can contribute to worry. Take the example of volunteering. By dedicating time to help others, you shift your focus away from personal worries and gain a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Moving on to Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters."
That brings us another takeaway of the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Carnegie advises not to let minor problems and annoyances overwhelm you. Studies show that people who focus on the big picture and avoid sweating the small stuff are generally happier and more resilient. This approach can lead to reduced stress, improved mental and physical health, and increased overall well-being. Let's proceed to one of my friend Johnny. Johnny has unreasonable fear of dying in a plane crash, but he is a good driver. Now let me give you a statistics. According to the National Safety Council and other aviation safety sources, the odds of a commercial airplane crash are about 1 in several million, and the lifetime odds of dying in an air travel accident are about 1 in 205,552. Comparatively, the lifetime odds of dying in a motor vehicle crash for a person in the US are about 1 in 107. This is several orders of magnitude greater than the risk of dying in a plane crash. Research indicates that our brains tend to overestimate the likelihood of negative outcomes. By understanding this cognitive bias, we can reduce unnecessary worry. That's another important lesson of the book, Applying Law of Average. Next time, if you worry about a plane crash every time you fly, remember that statistically, air travel is one of the safest modes of transportation.
Nelson Mandela once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." That's another important lesson of Dale Carnegie book, Forgive and Forget. Psychologically, holding on to anger and resentment can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. Scientific studies have shown that forgiveness is linked to better mental health, reduced stress, and a stronger immune system. A study from the Journal of Health Psychology found that forgiveness leads to lower stress hormones and better heart health. Mandela knew the weight of unforgiveness. Imprisoned for 27 years, he emerged not with bitterness, but with a heart set on reconciliation. His forgiveness of those who wronged him wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a powerful act of liberating his own spirit from the burden of resentment.
Moving on to Aristotle. As he once said, there is only one way to avoid criticism: do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. That brings us to another takeaway, ignore unjust criticism. Imagine a life where every decision is safe, every word measured, every action calculated to avoid disapproval. Sounds peaceful? Perhaps. But it's also a life where growth, passion, and achievement are stifled, where we become nothing more than shadows of what we could be. Living worry-free from criticism isn't about silencing the voices around us. It's about silencing the voice within us that fears disapproval. It's about understanding that the fear of criticism is often more constraining than criticism itself.
So, how do we cultivate this mindset? Start by valuing your own opinion above others. When you believe in your path strongly enough, external voices become mere background noise. Next, embrace failure as a stepping stone. Remember, the most successful people are not those who were never criticized, but those who didn't allow criticism to deter their journey. Let's circle back to Aristotle's words. By doing nothing, saying nothing, and being nothing, we might avoid criticism, but at what cost? The cost of never knowing our true potential. Instead, let's choose to live boldly, to act despite fear, to speak our truth even if our voice shakes.
As you move forward, let criticism be a sign that you're on the path to something greater. Let it challenge you, but never let it change you. Live your life so fully that your fears of criticism fall away, replaced by the pursuit of the life you are meant to live. That's all from Fruity Wisdom today. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie offers timeless wisdom and practical strategies to overcome worry and live a more fulfilling life. If you liked this video, consider buying the main version of the book to dive more depth into the book. Remember, as Dale Carnegie himself said, our thoughts make us what we are. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, let go of worry and embrace the joy of living.